Namaste. Welcome to today's yin class. We are going to need a bolster, a block or two, and a strap today. If you have a big towel or rolled blanket, can also be super helpful. We'll begin by laying on the front of the body. So please make your way onto a laying down position. Tummy on the floor. Your forehead can be resting on a block, a blanket, or a little bolster. Your elbows can be by the sides. And your hands can be underneath your forehead. Your hands can be to the sides, or you can support your forehead with your hands. Beginning to take notice of your breath. Aware of anything that you're bringing with you to this practice. Anything that you might have been carrying throughout your day. And see if you can begin to leave everything aside as you fully immerse yourself into the experience of being. Feeling your breath with a little bit more attention, getting expansive in all directions. And let this breath fuel every part inside of your back. The upper back, space in between the shoulder blades. See if you're able to perceive any sense of expansion in the lower back, sides of the body. As much as you feel the tummy pressing down onto the floor. And keep breathing with this internal awareness. But place more attention in your tummy area, in your navel, solar plexus. Pay so much attention in this area that you are able to notice the beat, like a pulsing inside it. So this is something I read and wanted to share with you. It's called the spoked wheel. What we reach for might be different, but what makes us reach is the same. Imagine that each of us is a spoke in an infinite wheel. And though each spoke is essential in keeping the wheel whole, no two spokes are the same. The rim of that wheel is our living sense of community, family, and relationship. But the common hub where all spokes join is the one center where all souls meet. So as I move out into the world, I live out my uniqueness. But when I dare to look into my core, I come upon the one common center where all lives begin. In that center, we are one and the same. In this way, we live out the paradox of being both unique and the same. For mysteriously and powerfully, when I look deep enough into you, I find me. And when you dare to hear my fear in the recesses of your heart. You recognize it as your secret that you thought no one else knew. And that unexpected wholeness that is more than each of us, but common to all, that moment of unity is the atom of God. Now slowly begin to invite your elbows in underneath the shoulders for Sphinx position. Adjust your arms in any way you need so they can go wider, forward. And you can also choose to send the elbows closer towards one another, maybe interlace the fingers. And there will be a couple of possibilities here. One possibility for this Sphinx is to bend one knee, and the leg can always be slightly angled out. Sometimes it makes the bending of the knee easier. In this position, you could choose, if you have a strap, to make a loop with a strap so you can buckle it up, and then you can send the strap on top of the foot or so, and one end of the strap will be looped around your arm, same arm of the leg that is bent. And you can always adjust the strap so that you feel that it's not taking you way beyond your edge, and it's taking you to sensations that are too enhanced for you. And notice whether you feel an edge here. So some of you might feel quite a bit, some of you might not feel anything at all. And if you're in the group that doesn't feel much at all, you can use that roll towel or blanket to place it underneath your right thigh above the knee. And I will use this as a replacement for the towel. So you can lift the thigh and send very mindfully the blanket or towel underneath the leg. To do it safely, you can always roll over to the side, place it, and then come up. But once you find that sweet spot, you can stay here for some time. This practice is designed to target Manipura chakra, which is our third energy center, and it is connected to the core of our body, the nucleus of our body. And it is here that our sense of willpower and confidence, self-esteem resides. And the color of this energetic center is yellow. The element is the fire. Manipura is related to our sense of identity and uniqueness. But the same that makes you unique is also what creates separation from others. When our sense of uniqueness fades and our sense of what makes us all the same expands, we become part of it all. where you slowly and mindfully begin to take the strap off the shoulder. You can bring your thigh inwards and off the bolster or towel and take a moment to lay down. And then you can roll over to your left hand side to release the strap. Moving back to center and setting yourself up for the other side. So first begin in Sphinx. Know that the loop you have created for yourself might be good or might need adjusting for the other leg, as both sides tend to be slightly different, so explore. And then you can bend a knee. So if you feel that your knee bends quite easily and you feel that your muscles are relaxed, then you might not need to have a strap. You might also choose to have the blanket or any prop underneath your left knee, and in that case you might also feel like the leg relaxes even more, and then you can also choose not to use a strap. And beyond any cues that I give you, remember that you are your own teacher. And we come on to the other side. So after a moment there, you can decide whether you feel enough, whether this is your edge or if it's not. And then choosing to add if you need. Manipura means the city of jewels, and the jewel can be represented as that sense of confidence and empowerment that makes us shine, that makes us unique and makes us who we are. And this center of fiery energy is connected to how we digest, how we metabolize and absorb not only food but everything we take in. The sense that is related to this chakra is sight. So everything that we take in the form of food, what we watch, what we see, what we surround ourselves with, they are all things that need to be digested, and eventually all of those things will in a way become us. We just have a few more breaths here. Slowly begin to release the strap. You can release it from the shoulder and then you can let it be in the leg as you take a slide. Lean onto your right hand side to remove the prop or in any way that feels safest for you. And then pause for a minute. Sometimes it feels quite nice to move the pelvis from side to side. Slowly begin to bring your elbows back down to the floor underneath the shoulders or so, one at a time. And then begin to walk the hands underneath one shoulder to gradually move back into a child's pose. This can be done with the knees bent. Your arms can move by the sides of the body. The forehead can be down on the floor. Shoulders can release. You can be here, or you can also choose to have a blanket underneath your tummy and above the thighs. Some gentle pressure on the tummy can feel nice too for some. If you're a woman and are on your cycle, it's best to not to apply pressure. But if you try it and it feels okay for you, you can stay there for as long as it's doable for you. So you could make fists with your hands and bring the fists to your tummy, to your belly. You almost move out to the sides. And if that doesn't feel right, you can come out of it right away. So only holding for as long as it feels nice for you. As I was sharing with you before, so digestion is when your body converts something that you have ingested, such as food, into an absorbable form for assimilation into the system. Then your body breaks it down, absorb and metabolize what you have consumed. It takes what it needs and eliminates what it doesn't. There are times when our body is not able to digest or metabolize those things that we have consumed or taken in. What happens is that the longer we hold, the harder it gets to release it. Continue taking deep breaths to your back body. To the whole extent of your spine, especially the lower back area. Imagining that you want to stretch the tissues in between the lower ribs and the pelvis, the back of your body through your breath, so from the inside out. Begin to come out from the posture. Lean your hands underneath your knees. Bringing your spine into an upright position. Taking any movements, any counter posture of your choice. Begin to lean over to any side. We'll do a 1-4 fold today, and you can choose between having your legs in a V shape or soles of the feet together. You can also use your bolster if you have one. Your soles of the feet can be together, and sometimes you can also explore having them a little wider. So today I will have my feet wrapping the bolster. And then you can begin to explore the positioning that you need today. So sometimes your heels might be closer to your pelvis, sometimes further away. Manipura, when balanced, it gives us a harmonious self-esteem that is not egotistical. It is an inner confidence that supports our decisions, and normally all chakras are connected, and when Swadhisthana and Manipura are also harmonious, then all the upper chakras also become more balanced. But when Manipura, our power center, is out of balance, it is excessive. We might become very controlling, aggressive, might have type A personalities and become very competitive, very driven by desires of power and selfishness. And we might, in our yoga practice, push ourselves to unhealthy edges, which can be causes of injuries often. And in the physical aspect. This center connects to everything that has to do with our digestion. Has to do with the liver, gallbladder, stomach, and the glands that control this center are the pancreas and the adrenals. So when out of balance, all of these organs and functions would become out of balance as well. It can be constipation, it can be ulcers, gastritis. It will also affect our vitality, determination, our zest for life. Just a few more breaths here. Mindfully begin to come out of the posture. Might shift back, can extend the legs. You can create movements along any part of the body that needs movement. So for the next posture, we will lay the upper front body on top of the bolster. Bend the knees, send the knees over to one side as you rotate your torso over the bolster. Support the whole of the front body on the bolster. Your gaze can either go to the right hand side or to the left hand side. So I will let you know when we are halfway there so that you can shift the position of your head and neck. Since Manipura is connected to our self-power, our determination, our self-worth and our confidence, we relate to this chakra in a way that can bring forth change in case we notice that there is any blockages in the energetic current that we are getting to the center that might bring a sense of lack of confidence, self-worth and determination. And when it does, we can look at many things on the surface and try to change all of our external circumstances, look, and everything else outside of us to make us feel more empowered. You can shift the position of the head. I always like to go a little bit deeper into the roots of the existence of certain emotions, feelings. So the energy of the center is quite affected by how we grew up and all of the unconscious patterns that we started to build as habits from the moment we were children. So if we have been separated from our parents before we were 3 years old, if we were abandoned or had to be apart from our parents for some time, of course our self-confidence will not be the same as someone who has always been cared for throughout every moment and stage of development. We only take the last 3 more cycles of breath here. And to come out, you can do anything you wish. You can place your hands down to help push yourself away from the bolster. You can shift your knees to the ceiling side. And then pause in a seated position. You can invite movement here or a counter twist. You can place the hands behind you. Some of you might like to lift the pelvis a little bit, and then you can send it back down. You can do so a couple of times, or you can choose to take a counter twist, or you might just enjoy stay in stillness. And then we transition over to the other side, so the knees bent. We lay our torsos over the bolster. The knees can be stacked or slightly apart. If we wear a net, every knot in the net is a quality or an aspect of who we are. And some of these knots were made without our consent or our awareness. And they were there from moments that sometimes we cannot remember. And especially when there are certain blockages and there is clear signs of imbalances in our digestive system or in the functions of the pancreas and the adrenals. Our ability to digest, to absorb the nutrients of food could be related to one of these knots that has become an imprint of our personality. And if it is an imprint or a reflection of our way of being that is unhelpful, if you would like to shift the head over to the other side, now it's time. So if it is something that limits you or prevents you from feeling empowered in relationships, in your work, in your career, then it means that this center needs a little bit more attention, a little bit more work. You can ask yourself if there is anything that you might be holding on to from a past experience that has affected your sense of confidence, your ability to feel empowered, worthy, and know that you have the power to change that by changing your thoughts about the situation. If you know exactly what it was, by mentally changing the way things were, as our brain doesn't know the difference between reality and fiction. Slowly begin to come out of the posture. Taking a minute or so to do as you need, as you wish. There is a quote that says, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And what lies within us is this jewel, this gem that when polished, when tended and acknowledged, it can bring huge value and worth to who we are. So our sense of confidence grows in a healthy way. We will do a last posture in which we lay down. You can be on your front, similar to where you started in Sphinx. And then take your left elbow towards the right corner, front corner of your mat, and place your left hand behind your head to support it. Now slide the right knee over to the right hand side. You might be outside the mat, and that is okay. And now see if you can begin to slide the left foot and the left leg over to the left side of the mat and behind it. So the legs move as scissors in opposite directions. And here you can bend the left knee. You might choose to, one, grab the top of the foot if that is available and it doesn't cause extreme sensations. And you can also choose to, if you have your strap, you can use the loop of the strap around the foot. And you may also choose to wear the strap around your shoulder as a backpack, so that here your muscles can relax, and you might need to adjust the loop. It might be too narrow or too small for you. And then let your head soften towards the floor and your whole back softens towards the floor. Here you can also choose to use that strap around the elbow instead, and the arms can go wide in a T shape. Or you can also choose to have your left hand on top of the right knee, or a block underneath your right knee. So any support for your knee would be quite appreciated by that knee, I think. Or you might even choose to grab the hamstring or underneath the knee or the leg and have that top leg extended. The head can rest wherever it needs. when you feel overwhelmed by sensations or a situation, you can remind yourself that everything is impermanent. If you feel any sense of tingliness or numbness in the legs or arms, feel free to shift the position. You can envision every breath as if it was a vacuum that is cleansing and purifying and dusting off the jewels inside of you. Remembering that energy flows where attention goes. So you're giving energy to this center, to the core of your being and body by simply placing attention there. And slowly you can begin to release the posture. You can lay on your back or do anything you need to do. Let's begin to shift sides. So let your knees bend. Let your knees drop over to the right hand side. Push your torso halfway up. Send your right elbow towards the left front corner of your mat, supporting your head with your hand. And then send the bottom leg to the right side of your mat, or the part of the mat that is behind you, while you bend the top knee closer to your chest. Now as you send your bottom leg away from you into extension, you can begin to gaze back, bend the knee, either grabbing the top of the foot from the inside or the outside, or using the strap again. If you have support for your knee, you can place that support now, and then your head can go all the way down. Either your right hand on the left knee, or hamstring. If the posture gets too intense, you can always take any supine twist of your choice instead. Remember that in yin there is no right or wrong way to do postures. But it's more of an exploration of how you can make the posture fit your body and its needs. but it's a jewel inside of you. Same things that one day made us weak, vulnerable, are the things that in our current life have brought resilience, confidence, and strength. Remember that your top leg can be extended or bent. Rumi once said, "How will your mirror will ever be polished if you get upset with every rub?" Noticing your triggers when faced by obstacles and challenges. And when you shift your perception about them, it can actually become the path, your source of freedom, and your source of strength. And slowly begin to come out of posture, releasing the foot, the strap if you have the strap. Coming back to your center. Preparing for Shavasana. Live from your heart as you squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another, and then let the arms go a little wider. Locate your pelvis on the floor, maybe lifting the buttocks off the floor and sending it towards your feet as you flatten the lower back on the floor. Let the internal fire of transformation that lies in your solar plexus be a catalyst to burn away unhelpful habits, patterns, and memories that bring a sense of lack, disempowerment. And whether it is a clear memory that you know made you feel the way you do, whether it is something that someone else said or did to you, or something that you did or say to yourself. You can imagine that you are writing down clearly what it is on a piece of paper, in a sentence starting with I. I am like so, due to this or that. Yet I am now empowered to change the script so that I stand in my own inner power to enhance my relationship with life, to trust in my own ability to succeed, to trust myself. And I release all unconscious patterns that may have or have affected my ability to succeed. Imagine a fire with the heat of 1,000 suns inside your belly, radiant, powerful. And all of the things that you're ready to release and that you write or wrote in this piece of paper can now be burned. Allow it to burn. Let it become ashes. And let those ashes be blown away by the wind. Tiny particles that dissipate. Now breathe as Amor confident and empowered you. Feel a new connectedness to the resilient you. You can thank all of the experiences in your life for helping shape the jewel that you are. And now breathe onto your uniqueness. To invite movement onto your fingertips, onto your toes and legs. Stretch the arms out to the sides or up. Bend the knees and roll over to the side. Move up to a seated position. Joining palms in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. In the thumbs in between the eyebrows. May we overcome mental limitations as we enter a new door as a conscious being. The thumbs to the lips. May our words be a reflection of trust, self-worth, and love for ourselves and others. And thumbs to our hearts. May our heart compass guide us to the eternal and radiant jewel that lies within. Namaste.